What's up, people? Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88 here, and welcome to the very first installment of Linux History Shorties, where I go over a small portion of a historical part of Linux and read it for you guys. For the monumental first episode, we are going to talk about the GNU operating system. So let's not waste time. Let's get started. GNU is an operating system and an extensive collection of computer software. GNU is composed of free software, most of which is licensed under the GNU project's own general public license, or the GNU GPL. GNU is a recursive acronym for GNU's Not Unix. Chosen because GNU's design is Unix-like, but differs from Unix by being free software and containing no Unix code. The GNU project includes an operating system kernel, GNU Hurd, which was the original focus of the Free Software Foundation. However, given the Hurd's kernel status has not yet production ready, non-GNU kernels, most popularly the Linux kernel, can also be used with GNU software. The combination of GNU and Linux has become oblivious to the point that the duo is often referred to as just Linux in short, or less frequently GNU/Linux or GNU plus Linux. Richard Stallman, the founder of the project, views GNU as a technical means to a social end. Relatedly, Lawrence Leasing states in his introduction to the second edition of Stallman's book, Free Software, Free Society, that in it, Stallman was written about the social aspects of software and how free software can create community and social justice. Development of the GNU operating system was led by Richard Stallman while he worked at MIT. It was called the GNU Project and was publicly announced on September 27, 1983, on the net.unix wizards and net.usoft newsgroups by Stallman. Software development began on January 5, 1984, when Stallman quit his job at the lab so that they could not claim ownership or interfere with distributing GNU components as free software. Richard Stallman chose the name by using various plays on words, including the song The GNU. The goal was to bring a woolly-free software operating system into existence. Stallman wanted computer users to be free to study the source code of the software they use, share software with other people, modify the behaviors of software, and publish their own modified versions of the software. The philosophy was later published as the GNU Manifesto in March 1985. Richard Stallman's experience with the incompatible time-sharing system (ITS), an early operating system written in an assembly language that became obsolete due to discontinuation of PDP-10, the computer architecture for which IDS was written, led to a decision that a portable system was necessary. It was thus decided that the development would be started using C and Lisp as system programming languages, and that GNU would be compatible with Unix. At the time, Unix was already a popular proprietary operating system. The design of Unix was modular, so it could be reimplicated piece by piece. Much of the needed software had to be written from scratch, but existing compatible third-party free software components, which were also used, such as the text typesetting system, the X window system, and the macro kernel that forms the basis of the GNU mock core of GNU Hurd, the official kernel of GNU. With the exception of the aforementioned third-party components, Most of GNU has been written by volunteers, some in their spare time, some paid by companies, educational institutions, and other non-profit organizations. In 1985, Richard Stallman set up the Free Software Foundation. In the late 80s and 90s, the Free Software Foundation hired software developers to write the software needed for GNU. GNU gained prominence, interested business began contributing to development or selling GNU software and technical support. The most prominent and successful of these was and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this correctly, Sinus Solutions, now part of Red Hat. So basically, that is a little bit of history for you guys about the GNU operating system. If you want to read more of this, feel free to. And with that being said, this was the first episode of Linux History Shorties. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and until next time, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88 saying see you later.